what's Missin Curfew? It's when you kind of play guilty, but you show up.
How nice is a green light on the road, though? No practice tomorrow, no plane, just go.
Scotty Upshaw in the clear, and he scores! Right in front, scores!
A few laughs, a little bit of fun, and obviously a lot of hockey talk.
You're listening to Missin Curfew.
Fellas, coming to you from Hall Pass Media, Newport Beach. This is Missin Curfew. And before we start snapping around, like always, this show is presented by DraftKings. DraftKings, the crown is yours. Obes, the up dog, and our boy Swishy. I knew he was the ultimate team guy. I get a text from Richie this morning. Richie's dealing with something. One text to Swishy, fella, we're short a guy. Can you pick up the slack? Not even a hesitation, up dog.
Oh, he's
not even a hesitation.
He's always got a stick and wheels ready.
Fucking ready to go. You're a team guy. You're a team guy, Swishy. Thanks, brother.
100%, boys. I mean, I've gotten the call even with guys going down in warm-ups a few times. I remember Jay Bomeister was supposed to play. He was coming off a hip surgery, and he told the media before the game after morning skate one time, I'm good to go. I self-cleared myself. I'm going to be back in action. Get that jersey flapping in the wind. So he goes out for warm-up on the ice and ultimately decides, I can't play. So I got the call really late in the day. Like I had to buzz over to the Scott Trade Center back in the day. Got on the ice, first shift against the Ducks, Obes. I go to make a clearing play. I didn't like to use the window as is, but it was my only play. The middle was closed, so I had to go to the window. I airmail it over the glass. 2-minute penalty. I'm like, oh my God. Especially as a young guy on a veteran team, I was like, holy shit, my night might be done first shift in. So that was always one I remember, getting the call late in the afternoon and then going there and making that play. I was just thankful I wasn't having beers at that time or something. You know what I mean?
What's worse as a D-man? Icing the puck when you got so much time and everyone's wide open and you got to go down, you got to skate back down the face-off circle when everyone in the rink knows that everyone was open and your wingers are looking at you like that, or flipping one over the glass. Well, what's worse? Because I used to hate icing it, like the feeling of having to come back, unless you were dead dog tired, but when you iced the puck, when you had time to make a play and everyone had to come back for the face-off, I felt like not a National Leaguer, Swishy.
Well, what's worse is the penalty for sure. The penalty's worse.
Well, it depends. If you're under pressure and you're getting hooked and you're kind of and you throw it over the glass, but I'm talking about you got time and you just make a bad play. And back in our day, the bench is like, hey, nice play, O'Brien. Fucking nice play, buddy. Yeah. You're just like, oh.
I'd say the comparable is that as a D-man, just whipping it down the ice, or a forward on a clear-cut 3-on-2, just blowing fucking offside.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And just that's when you feel you're just like, I suck.
You know who would go offside by 5 feet at times? Hall of Famer Teemu Selanne.
Would he? Well, I'm expecting the puck. Is this so much faster?
Be offside by 5 feet, not even close. And then sometimes he'd this is before the days of the review, obviously, right? He would chirp the line. He's like, are you fucking kidding me? Or someone that I wouldn't say anything because I was a rookie, but Prongs and the boys Flash, you're 5 feet offside, fella.
That's like a holding call in the NFL. The good guys are going to get it. The other guys, it's things like that. Pass interference, not against that guy.
Holding calls will kill you.
How do you call a penalty against or an offside call against Teemu when Ty goes to the runner and he's just a legend that he is?
Yeah. Swish, you would have loved it. Flash back in the day, man, he would trip the refs. He's like, oh, they pay you? I buy you out. I buy you out. They pay you to do this, I'll buy you out. It was the best thing you've ever heard.
Yeah, I wish I would have got to experience it. He just seems like such a charismatic, just a big personality. Hey, you know who's also notorious for going offsides is Chris Kreider. I don't know back in the day if you saw that clip. It was at MSG. He was driving through the middle lane on a 3-on-2, and the guy with the puck was on the defensive side of the red line, and Kreider was almost at the top of the circles. It's one of the funniest clips. I don't know if KC or Ice Pick can pull that up later, but it was so funny. So he's notorious too for going offsides, just head buried, driving the middle lane.
I get the feeling. You get a little horned up, and you want to just be that guy that punches through, make it hard on you, D-man, and you just blow it a foot. You're just a foot too early, boys. You're early to the party, as they say.
Yeah, you never want to be early to the party. No. You want to be the last man standing at the party. And hopefully with a couple chicks with you. Hey, how about the one where Matt Duchene? This was the reason they brought in the offside challenge. You remember this one? KC, go Matt Duchene, offside goal. Do you remember this, boys? Do you remember this? This is, I think, why they started talking about we need replays for offsides.
Was Dutchie playing in Colorado?
Yeah. Watch it how far offside he is here.
They counted that?
They counted that.
I'll take that.
No way.
Show it again.
The reason being there is it hits the Nashville guy and they think he brought it in.
Look at Trotzy. Take the coat hanger out of your shirt,
Right,
Barry.
yeah.
He fucked the gopher himself.
That's why they're saying the Nashville guy kicked it up.
But Dutchie is still 6 feet
He's
in there.
10 feet offside.
Yeah.
How'd they miss that one? That was when I think it started, like, the GMs were like, I think we might need to address the face-off. Or offside, sorry.
But do you guys get, so let's just play this out. Do you guys get it? Like say the guy stick handled it for 1 second and he lost it and it goes in the zone. I'm not offside if I'm still in there because the D-man had the puck. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but the puck was never in there. The puck was coming from the other end, right?
Yeah, but it hits the Nashville D-man like in the skate and then it
Show it again, Casey.
But Dutchie is still on the
I think it hits the Nashville guy outside of their glue line.
Exactly, but he brings it in. He doesn't bring it in, but he was like responsible. They're probably saying it was. Oh, I guess that's a stretch, but that's Smith. Like he kind of like he shoots it a little bit, or does he? I don't know.
I don't know. That's fucking offside.
Yeah,
what a
that is-
shot, though.
Yeah,
Spinking. By the way, if I watch these games now, swishy and ups, like if you're not dragging your toe, if it's a 3-on-2 rush at all and you're not dragging your leg, like with how good these offside challenges are,
for sure.
you have to drag your leg.
100%.
Like you can't even
drag leg. I
Yeah.
love that.
You can't even
Stretch
risk
out the
it.
groin a bit.
Yeah.
No, it's always you want to just get that leg back as long as you can, and we'll get into it. But it's like sliding in baseball. You know, you really want to stretch out if you're like that first base guy, Obes, catching the ball.
You know what I mean? I do. Vladdy played his guts out at first base. Yeah. Before we get into the World Series and some other stuff going on in Swishy's world, we're about a month away from the Alumni game here. I'm still not sure if I'm playing, but if I do play, I think I want to make a trade. I think I want to play on the. I want to play with Swishy as my D partner. I want to sit on the bench with Loops and Updog because this could very well be my last one.
Yeah.
And let's be honest, I played more games in the NHL than I did for the Colorado Avalanche. So I definitely checked the box as an NHL alumni. So I think I'm going to do some digging here. But Updog doesn't sure if he wants me. That's okay. Switchy, I know you'll take me as your D partner, eh? D-inch.
I would love to play with a big fella.
Yeah.
'Cause I know you're just going to be moving the puck my way the whole game.
All night.
And it's going to have a little sauce on it. It's going to have a little marinara, a little Alfredo on that thing, fella.
Tons of Alfredo on it.
Oh, yeah. Nice and creamy, eh?
I haven't run it by the Colorado Avalanche alumni yet, Quincy and Johnny and the boys, but I don't know who's your captain if Ups doesn't want me, but Switchy, I just thought me and you would be a nice little D pair, eh? But plus, I just want to sit on the bench with you. That's what it is more than anything. I just want it for the banter.
Yeah, and our locker room is unbelievable, too, especially if Heater shows up again. Last year when we were riding over in that bus, going to the game, that was all-time. Obes, we sat together. You were telling stories. You were making the entire bus laugh. But the best part of that whole bus ride there was when you looked at Heater, and Heater was a little stung. He was sitting first row, and we were probably, 6 or 7 rows off of the front of the bus. And you look at Heater, and you go, Heater, those shades, those Tom Ford? He just looks back at you without hesitation and goes, head to toe, fella. So National League.
We mic'd up Heater. I'm like, Heater, we want to mic you up. He's like, fuck, Obes, I don't know if I'm going to have much to say out there. I'm like, well, it's okay.
Just heavy breathing.
He didn't say one word. Like, we got the footage after, or the audio, and I don't think he said one word.
He was understandable when you did see him on the way over. Oh, sure. Obes, I would say this. You've put together.
Who do you got on your back end?
We need you.
Look at the list.
Last year we had Commodore. We had myself.
Berard.
We had Berard. We had who's that old dude? Rick Barry?
No, Bear's playing on our team.
Well, we had an older guy on our team. He was like sub 60.
Murray Craven you had on your team up front. Sick
we
style.
We're going to have Bertuzzo this year. We're going to have a good squad. And listen, you're hosting the event, so you can totally, if you want to switch teams.
All right, there we go. So Shaddy's going to play with the Avs as much as you will. Oh, you got Chelly. All right, maybe there's not room for me here.
See, Tyson Berry, are they going to steal
Tyson
him
Berry's an
too?
Av. 100%. He's going to play for the Avs. I'm trying to help you here, but
Yeah.
you want me to go on the Avs? It'll be me, Bears, Johnny Lyles, Kyle Quincy, Shaddy. That'll be our 5D. You won't get a fuck. You won't get to the net, bud.
I know. I'd rather.
You could have Bertuzzo.
Well, I know, but I can skate around you. I can't skate around Tyson.
You can't
Barrie.
skate around me. No fucking way. You haven't skated around me once in 3 years.
Well, that's a lie. I do have 2 goals last year. Snake.
I wasn't on the ice for those, and you were cherry picking both of them.
That's because you couldn't make it halfway through the game. That's why you weren't on the
I
ice.
was just keeping them short. We were up fucking 8-2. I figured, let the kids play, eh?
The kids play.
Let the kids play.
Okay.
No,
well,
that's fine. I'll stay on the Avs. I got a couple cross checks for you. It's no problem by me. I'll stay in. I'll go to bed early on Friday night, and I'll play you hard all fucking night.
You will not.
You want to do that?
You won't go to bed early.
No, listen, I'll go to bed early Friday night. I won't get into it. Richardson's not coming. And I'll come out and I'll fucking compete as hard as you want. I'll wear shoulder pads. I'll wear shoulder pads and a mouth guard too.
I appreciate you wanting to be on our.
I'll wear shoulder pads and mouth guard like you too.
I appreciate.
And then we'll fucking drop the puck.
I don't wear a mouth guard.
Yeah, you wear fucking shoulder pads and a mouth guard.
Well, no,
Take the shoulders off this year.
My shoulder pads.
Take the shoulder pads off. Take them off this year.
I will. Fucking right. Sorry.
We'll see. We'll see.
Anyway, I do like I appreciate you liking our squad better than the app.
I just wanted to sit in the room with Swishy, but now you've pissed me off. Now, bring it on. Bring it on. It's on. I'm going to go to bed early, get an IV, and we're going to play us hard. I'm going to wear my shoulder pads, too. I can still fit in my shoulder pads. It's my pants.
You don't go to bed early.
It's my pants I can't fit into. I can still fit into my shoulder pads.
So you gotta stay out till at least 3. We gotta have some one round.
Not now. I'm going to fuck a couple beers, go to bed early, get up, stretch, play hard.
Wow.
Shoulder pads on, mouth guard in.
All right. Well, why would this be your last one? By the way, why you just?
I don't even want to. I don't like to get out there. But now you've motivated me. So thanks. I needed something to make me want to play. So
Little kick in the ass.
no kick in the ass, but
Don't be too mad, though.
oh, I don't. Well, you said what you part. We'll let the play determine what happens here. But I'm not mad. It is what it is. So sorry, Swishy. I wanted to play with you, bud, but Updog doesn't want me. So
That's not
it is what it is.
That's not the case. I just
No, it's
why don't I get to choose Tyson Barrie?
Tyson Barrie started with the Avalanche, bud.
I know
He
but
might have played his most games with the Avs.
He doesn't skate with them on the reg.
I'm just going to tell you, Tyson Barrie probably wants to play on the Avs. I'm just telling you from what I'm guessing.
They got Stas. They're going to be loaded again.
Yeah, I was trying to give you my services. I mean, I keep him to the outside. I'm plus like 11 in 2 games.
We'll have,
Thought you might have wanted me.
We're going to have Ronick. We're going to have Lundqvist and Fleury. They're not taking any of those fuckers. Drew Shore, he's a good player, but they take him. Actually, no, we had him last year. John Michael Lyles, like their D are loaded. We got to steal a guy.
we got Car Bomb though, right?
Carbon's coming.
We need him playing hard. Little criminal element.
We either got to get Shaddy or Barrie. One of those two got to be on our team. There's no way they can have that lineup.
Well, that's why. I mean, I do like. Obes, they're not getting to the net on Obes, and he's got a good stick, and they're not getting out of the corner either.
I know,
But now they're definitely.
do you remember let's talk about this. Last year, their tape-to-tape passes out of their zone, we were fucked. Their whole D are just like snapping it. We had like limited D part. We need like a puck move and D-man.
Yeah,
We don't have one. Except you, Schmaltzy.
look,
Fuck, this guy's hard as teammates here. Hey, tell him to look himself in the mirror, eh? He's had 2 fucking phantom goals when it was 9-0, and he was cherry picking on both of them here, and he's fucking calling guys out.
That's
I
not
love
true.
it. That is true.
One-timers from the slot.
Go to the film. Go to the film.
One-timers from the slot.
It's for the kids. It's a good cause. I'm a little more motivated to play now. Boys, World Series recap, just to put her to bed. What a run. Unbelievable run. So proud to be a Jays fan. Obviously, we had our chances. Swishy from the outside looking in on a guy who, by the way, thanks for jumping on board. Play the hip. Caught a lot of momentum, buddy. I was hammering the hip on the Sprinter van after the wins, but game 6 and 7 for a good American-born player like yourself. What were your thoughts on it?
Game 6 is what it is. Game 7, I wanted to ask you guys, being good Canadian lads you are, did the Blue Jays lose that game or did the Dodgers win it? There was some questionable plays, Obes. I thought, removing Bichette, taking him out for a pinch runner was one of them. Mm-hmm. I thought sliding into home, not head first with the bases loaded when they hit that grounder to second was another move. And also, when Vladdy leads off the top of the 10th, I believe, or the bottom of the 10th, why do they bunt there? Why, when he's on second, why do you bunt and waste an out? Why don't you just trust your bat? So there's just some different managerial moves, some different things I thought the Blue Jays could have done differently. Hindsight's always 20/20, but I wanted to ask you guys, do you think the Blue Jays lost that game, or did the Doyers just make the plays when they had to?
Bit of both. I mean, everything that, throughout the course of down the stretch that I was worried about our manager. I thought we got outmanaged. I thought everything that Bip Roberts did with bringing Rojas in to play second base and then brought the guy in the center field that made the catch when he knocked Kiki Hernandez over.
Pages.
Yeah, I thought he did a hell of a job managing. And then our bullpen, I knew Hoffman going into the ninth with a 1-run lead. I looked at Loops and I was like, fuck, it's not enough. You know, all year he gave up home runs and he gives up a bomb to their number 9 hitter. The ball on the wall in game 6, Swishy, that to me might have been, you know, it's a completely different situation. You know, Strawman scores. It's now, you know, runner on second, nobody out. We bunt over Barger. Ernie bunts over Barger. Springer's coming up with 1 out and a runner at the tying run on. You'd like to think we get that in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we blew it.
Yeah, it's just a game. The game within the game was, these moments were so big that like everything that could have happened in a baseball game happened. And for the good or bad, like these Dodger fans right now, yeah, they're celebrating here yesterday. It was a shit show, but if they didn't have the luck of fucking their baseball and foot's on the bag, I'm looking at a photo right now of the foot on the plate on that tying, you know, the base is juiced, shot to second base, and they throw it home for a force out. That sort of stuff is so, the magnitude of those moments were so big. And if there's an inch here or there, the Jays are lifting the World Series trophy, and it's, you know, it's crazy. The baseball became so big after this World Series. It was the best sort of 7-game series back and forth and between country and country and big moments. And yeah, like Obi just said, that ball getting stuck. How does that fucking happen? That's like crazy. It's like the forces of nature were at play and it determined the winner like that.
I'm not a big physics guy, as you guys can imagine, but I would like to get some physicists in here to like go out there and like crunch the numbers on what are the chances a fucking line drive gets stuck in the bottom of the wall like that.
It's insane. And even if it got stuck and just fell out, it's a live ball, but it stayed in there. Like, it's fucking nuts. You know, and just that catch, that fucking outfielder coming in off the bench and muscling his left fielder over and catching the ball. You know, the other guy was going to go for a basket catch over his head, basically.
Yeah, Kiki wasn't getting that.
And if you look at the distance traveled, that's the deepest part of, you know, this fucking old Skydome.
Yeah.
Deepest part when they're playing up. It's just, wow. It's so many big moments in baseball. It made baseball cool again. Not that we're on the wrong side of it, but wow, what a 7-game series to watch.
Yeah, and everyone that, you know, wasn't a Doyers fan or wasn't a Jays fan, that, you know, my buddies out here that are Angels fans or my buddies that are Red Sox and Yankees fan, like they're talking like it was the best World Series that they can remember.
Ever.
You know, you're talking about IFK there, whatever his name is, on third base. Like the third base coach told him, you know, don't get doubled off. Now, the baseball rule is as far as the third baseman's off with the bases loaded is how far you get down the line. That's the rule. They were probably a little gun shy after Barger getting picked off, you know, doubled off on game 6. However, you got to get down the line there. And KC did a great job, like Uppy said here with the pitcher. Swish, you got to dive head first. He's got a goddamn sliding glove on, and he slides in feet first. Fucking get aggressive in there and fucking dive in there and win the World Series for the lads.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tale as old as time. Tuck your chin and get in there, right? It's just like I don't know how you go. How do you go feet first on that slide when you have the oven mitt on and you can get there first? I think if you, again, hindsight is always 20/20, but I think he's in there, man, especially with when the catcher, Will Smith, his leg or foot just lifted off the bag. I think he's in there with the oven mitt with the stretch. 100% he is. For the World Series on the line, bases loaded, that was your time to risk it all, man, and you have to go head first. I don't care what anybody says.
It's like putting a condom on and not having sex, right? Why would you put it on? He's got it on there. Fucking dive in there. Get in there. Get your fucking face dirty.
I'll say this now, but imagine like that play at the plate was like a blocked plate and the guy just ran him fucking over for the World Series. Ball goes flying. I mean, it had those moments to just be to be so on our side, and we fucking lost them. We lost all those big moments. We got screwed with the big moments, and like Obe said, we got outmanaged, and our players had stepped up in big moments. Like, you know, Vladdy was arguably the best infielder of the whole playoffs.
Now he played unbelievable.
But when it came down to it, the Dodgers stepped up, and wow, like they owned the moment bigger than us.
Yeah, I'd like to know if that Yamamoto is a real person or if he's AI. I'd like to, like, you know, sit him down and see if he is a real person. Like, he doesn't even sit down the dugout, Swish. He's just like pretending to throw baseballs in between innings. It's like, dude, sit down, grab some sunflower seeds, have a fucking sip of Gatorade or whatever, fella. Like, take a breather. He's just that horny to get back out there.
Yeah, you see him visualizing in the dugout when he's doing the fake throws, and he's just sitting there, and his eyes are bugging out. And even on the mound, he just looks so squirrely.
Yeah.
And then he just throws that cutter, that splitter. Yeah, his action was insane. But lastly on the Blue Jays managerial front, why do you bunt there though in the bottom of the 11th, like to get Guerrero over to third? Do you like playing small ball there? And then obviously Barger gets on with the walk, and then they hit into a double play. But it's like, do you really waste an out like that with Guerrero on second? Is that just because he's not that fast on the bags and he's probably not going to score from second if it's hit into the gap in the outfield? Or what's the reasoning there? Like, I trust your bats. You've had the best bats in the league the entire season.
I was originally, when it was happening, saying bunt, but as soon as they bunt, Luke's was like, no, they're going to walk Barger, right? Which is exactly what they did. Brought the double play ball into play, and the rest is history. Poor Kirky. When that ball left his broken bat, I'm like, oh, poor Kirky.
Yeah, sucks.
Poor
He never
Kirky.
gets into ground balls.
No, and
Right?
he's just definitely not going to beat it out, you know? Like, it couldn't have been a more tailor-made double ball for Mookie Betts, and when he's looking at Kirky running, he just takes his time. It just ended like that. I was like, whoa.
I know.
Yeah, fuck.
What a run, though. It was awesome. I got to spend a lot of time with Loops and Uppy and Loops' little girl, Emerson, and the big guy came over and watched it. I was proud to be Canadian, which I can't say a whole lot anymore, by the fucking way. I was proud to be Canadian for a fucking month and a half there. So thank you to the Jays. Vladdy's on his way to Cancun on a private bird with his whole family. Yeah, he's drinking tequila. So he's win or lose, hit the blues for Vladdy. But
Good for him.
it was an awesome run. My liver needs a break. And right now, DraftKings Sportsbook, I talked about catching lightning in a bottle. Right now, they got the Jays at plus 2,000 to win next year. So they're not really believing we can get back there either.
Well, let's see how they step up
Yeah.
and pay these guys.
We got to see.
Bring back Scherzer. Bring back the Bulldog.
Bring him back, Mad Max.
Ernie.
One more year. They were paying him like 15 this year. That was crazy. I learned that the other day.
Scherzer was getting paid by like 4 teams this year, 3 teams. He still made like $45 million or something.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Boris Corp.
I ain't leaving.
I ain't fucking leaving. So thanks to the Jays. Thanks to everyone back home. It was an unbelievable run. Swishy, thanks for jumping on with Play the Hip. That was great. I was just pounding the Sprinter van after every win. We'll be right back at Missin Curfew. Fellas, welcome back to Missin Curfew. DraftKings, baby. Pick 6 and bets and more bets. Presented by DraftKings. DraftKings, the crown is yours. Fellas, if you haven't downloaded the DraftKings Pick 6 app, you're late to the party, which is fine, but you don't want to be too late. You don't want to miss the party here. So I had a little Pick 6 over the weekend. I went 3 for 6, which doesn't put me in the money. McCaffrey hit for me. Pittman Jr. hit for me. Staff, that old veteran beauty, hit for me on over 256 and a hook passing yards. But James Cook, Gibbs, and George Kittle, that beauty, let me down. It's great odds. It's a lot of fun. And listen, if you don't want to be like me in the updog and get yourself in over your head sometimes, it's easy to do. It doesn't cost you lots of money. And like I said, it gives you good odds. So check out the Pick 6 app. We'll be using all season long. Updog, my man, how was your weekend? How'd you do? Talk to me, fella. Talk to me.
The weekend was all right, boys. Saturday, did a little college football. I was hit early, and then I did well in the afternoon games. A lot of action there. Hockey bets. My Oilers pulled one off on the weekend, I believe Saturday night. I knew they were just going to mix in a win eventually. It was Bouchard in overtime. Little direct pass, backdoor city from Draisaitl. My NFL Obes, Bills, big win for my Bills at home, Sunday afternoon game. I took the over in the Cincinnati Bengals, who were in an absolute shootout with the Chicago Bears. The finish was absolutely insane. I can't believe Cincy ended up losing that game. And then my I got stung. I got stung Indy going into Pitt. They just absolutely got ran over by the Pittsburgh Steelers defense. They took a little wind out of my Indy sales, but overall, Obes, not too bad. Monday night stung me. Dallas Cowboys, you suck. Jerry Jones, and maybe it was him and Gary Bettman on the panel that really stung me last night. But
Yeah.
I bet them, whatever. I took them in the over, and that was just not perfect.
Their defense is so bad.
And their offense couldn't get, their red zone play was embarrassing.
Yeah, I thought Dak looked a little slow last night. We didn't do our our due diligence on that. Arizona has lost all their 5 losses are all by 1 point, and they've blown like fourth quarter leads. Their defense looked pretty good.
They did.
Because Prescott's made it rain against the entire league. Like, if they put up 40 points on all the previous 3 home games, they put up over 40 points.
Yeah.
And they only put up 10 because they had a block. When you text me after we got to the luxury auto collection Missin Curfew sprinter van, you're like, they blocked the punt. I'm like, wow, we're back in this. But they just couldn't get her going.
Yeah.
Couldn't get her
Just
going.
one touchdown. It's embarrassing.
Swishy, you tickle anything this weekend? I know you're not a huge gambler. Or anything you got?
I took it on the chin for Game 6 with the Blue Jays.
Yeah.
Stayed away for Game 7. My Packers, I always sprinkle them every week. They got the screws taken them by Carolina. That wasn't perfect. And then the hockey club, the Mammoth, didn't get it done against John Cooper and the fellas. So I was 0-3 this weekend. But it was good news seeing Coop, though, after the game. That was cool. He chopped it up. He was right there in that lounge area for the players, right in the mix with basically the whole Utah team was in there, and then Coop just slid in. So I got about 10 minutes with him. It was good to see his chin.
Yeah, he's a beauty. For me, listen, I was sitting there on Saturday getting ready for Game 7, and I went to DraftKings Sportsbook, and we all know the Pittsburgh Penguins are off to a hell of a start. Lost a heartbreaker last night there. That would have been a good live bet. 3-0 Leafs in the third period, and they come back to win in regulation. Oh, boy. But it was the Winnipeg Jets at home on DraftKings Sportsbook at -170 against the Pittsburgh Penguins, and I'm like, big bet for me. My max units, I just don't think Pittsburgh's as good as their record. Malkin and Crosby are off to a hell of a start, and I do think the Winnipeg Jets are for real. We're going to get into them more as the show continues here. But -170, I'm like, in the second half of that season, if the Penguins were going into Winnipeg, it'd be like a -250. So I jumped on that one. And then my Lupul Upshall teasers, man. Boys, if you're trying to get in the game with football, these over teases, I had Pats over tease, Steelers over tease, Rams over tease, all hit for me. So if you want to get some skin in the game there, I suggest tickling those teasers that Loops and Uppy got me on. I lost the Chiefs money line. Good on the Bills, man. I just thought with all the weapons that they have offensively now, Kansas City, and Buffalo's D was banged up, but kudos to their whole coaching staff. What the scheme they drew up, they got Mahomes off this game. And then I just had the over in the Cowboys game and lost that one. So just another typical week for me.
That's good.
Right around, just kind of
typical week.
Yeah, just kind of hanging tough. But I lost Game 6 and 7 with the Jays. And I had my chance, Swishy, after Game 5 when my Blue Jays went into Dwyer Stadium and beat them. The line on DraftKings then went to +250, where I could have hedged all my bets and got out, scot-free, but I didn't do it. So I took it on the chin, as you would say, in Game 6 and 7. Fella, should have hedged, Dre.
Sometimes you got to go Johnny Chan, though, when you're sitting at the table, fella, all in. I like that. Be aggressive. You know what I mean? Tin cup, be aggressive, baby.
I know, right? Win or lose, hit the booze, though. Up, dog, get this guy a Labatt Blue.
Fellas, brought to you by Labatt. With Labatt, you can buy beer and get gear. Go to their website, snap a photo of your receipt, and upload it to gain points towards exclusive Labatt merch. Any size, any product, anywhere you're buying Labatt. Sign up at rewards.labattusa.com.
Fuck, we're almost a month away from
Buffs did it.
Chippewa Street, Pristine Pilsners, shotgunning beers,
I can't
eating
wait.
buffalo wings.
I can't wait. It's been too long since a fella tour, bud.
When's our last fella tour? Well, the final in Edmonton when Swishy had that nice tied jacket on. You still got that jacket, bud?
Oh, yeah, baby. That's not exactly off the rack, eh?
Yeah, that was nice.
Yeah. That was getting a lot of love.
Do you guys have any like Buffalo Bills gear?
I do.
You do? So I think I'm just going to buy something there is my plan.
I got a onesie Buffalo, but it's a Labatt onesie.
No shit.
The color of the Bills.
Oh, that's perfect.
It's mint. I'm gonna put a Josh Allen jersey over it.
Wow. So you're ready.
All out, yeah.
You're ready.
Fucking right.
I don't have any Buffalo Bills gear, but I do have a pair of black leather gloves.
That's sweet.
That's nice.
So yeah, I'll bring those boys if you know what I mean.
Yeah. What, in honor of OJ or what? Is that why you're wearing them or what?
Yeah, 100%. I might have to get an OJ jersey. I don't know. I don't know if we're going to have to cut that, but I might have to get one.
Do they still sell? Like, do you think you can find a
Black glove.
No. If the glove don't fit, I bet you have a hard time finding an OJ Simpson tarp nowadays, right?
Yeah, you would for sure.
That would have to be custom.
Well, while we're on the topic of going to live games, I'm headed to Green Bay
No way. When?
this weekend to watch. I'm going to go in Sunday. Shout out to Walter Fromey Sr., he's a big Packer guy, has a house there, built a house in the lake, and he's bringing in some guys from Newport from our club, and we're going in to watch the Eagles-Packers Monday night game. I haven't been to Lambeau since I was 21 playing with the Admirals. So heads up, Green Bay. I'm coming.
Stadium View Bar and Doozies, and you go to Prime Quarter where you cook your own steak. That's an absolute staple in that town. Are you flying into Green Bay?
Yeah.
That's sick. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right on the strip there.
Right down Broadway, baby. Hey, where's the best place to go out on Sunday night when I get there?
I would say probably, I was just going to say Milwaukee.
Sheboygan.
Chicago.
Yeah, I would probably head to Stadium View Bar. I mean, I don't know what Green Bay looks like on a Sunday when they're not playing. I played junior there, so I know the town fairly well. But on a Sunday, game Monday, everyone might be stung and saving it for the next day. But I mean, it's a town of alcoholics and professionals. You'll be able to find somewhere. And Doozies, I would say, is a good spot. My buddy Max McCormick, his parents own it. Stadium View Bar is a solid spot. Other than that, you're looking at a Red Robin. It's about
So you got a guy though for me. You got a guy.
Yeah, I could dial you something in. It's going to be as good as a Green Bay Sunday gets, right? It's just
Totally.
Are you going to wear Eagles gear in there? Or?
Maybe. I got a bunch of.
Are you really?
Is that ballsy? Will he take some heat from the
boys on the bird?
From the cheeseheads or what?
I mean, I would be worried about the boys on the bird. I would be worried about some guy sniffing a chin walking outside a Lambeau. I don't know. I mean,
I got hit with
have your fight strap on.
Yeah. I got hit with a beer during the World Series.
I used to have I got a Brett Favre jersey somewhere still at the house, but
yeah.
Pull out the Favre tarp.
Favre.
Yeah, pull out fucking dick.
Get perked out. Yeah. Get perked out and we'll put the Ford jersey on.
I used to love watching Brett Favre.
I know. He was the quarterback when I was at the game. Playing against Randy Moss and the Vikings was the last game I was ever
The Moon game.
Yeah.
Where he mooned him.
In the crowd. It was right in front of me.
How cold were you at that? That was freezing.
Sitting on like a metal fucking bleacher bench. Nuts.
Woo! Updog's going to be crushing the Labatt Blues at Lambeau Field. Get this guy, Labatt Blue. Fellas, I got 4. Hang with me here. First and foremost, our boy, the Worm, Corey Perry, is back and back with a vengeance. He's played 7 games. He had 5 goals, I believe, in his first 5 games. I watched him play last week against, can't remember, but I was just watching to see how he's moving. I'll tell you what, he's still moving pretty good, and we all know where Pears goes, right to the front of the net. We all know he likes a good Labatt Blue. So, Pears, get yourself a Labatt Blue, fella. Welcome back. Still kind of weird seeing him in that Kings tarp, but good on him. He's moving well, and to come back off a knee injury like that, that's good on Pears, and we all know he's no spring chicken. So, get yourself a Labatt Blue. Continuing on here, Drake Batherson, our boy. Not only did he get his 400th game in the league, congratulations, back in the day. That was full pension. They send you a nice jacket that I think my dad still has. This is 400 games on it. So, congrats on that. And he was the second star of the week for the Ottawa Senators. Brady Tkachuk is still out. Ottawa has done a hell of a job of hanging in here. Guys like Bath are picking up the slack for Brady being out. So, Bath, get yourself a Labatt Blue. Shout out to Sam Dickinson of the San Jose Sharks. First noticed this guy when he was playing World Juniors the last couple years. Left-handed shot D-man, big, wearing number 6. I think this guy has a lot of potential. I like the way he can move the puck. He reminds me of myself a little bit in the way he defends a little bit. So his first NHL goal. Congratulations, fella. Get yourself a Labatt Blue. And then last but not least, Captain Serious up in Winnipeg, Jonathan Toews. Get yourself a Labatt Blue, fella. Listen, boys, after taking a couple years off, how old is he now? 35? Something like that. I was kind of worried about him. I've watched Winnipeg play a lot to keep my eye on him, and he looks great. He looks like the Jonathan Toews of old. He's the second-line center. He's on the half wall for, I believe, PP Unit 2. He's killing penalties. He's winning faceoffs. Right now, it looks like an unbelievable signing for the Winnipeg Jets. Jonathan Toews, fella, Captain Serious, get yourself a Labatt Blue.
Fellas, I'm going to slide a couple of Labatt Blues to a couple vets playing over in a little town called Pittsburgh. Evgeny Malkin, Sidney Crosby, 2 guys. I mean, we're talking about them a lot here on Missin Curfew lately. Sidney Crosby, 1,700 points last week. But these boys at their age, I mean, Malkin's got 3 goals, 16 apples. He's absolutely on fire. Sidney Crosby, 9 snipes, 8 apples. These guys are leading the charge and really just shutting up the league on any trade rumors, boys, and any anything on these guys are slowing down. They're anything but that. So to those boys, I mean, stay icy, boys. Have yourself a couple of Labatt blue lights, but Schmaltzy, these guys are buzzing still, and they ain't slowing down. They're keeping the Pittsburgh Penguins right up there.
Yes, I mean, Sidney Crosby on pace for 50-odd goals. He's got 9 goals, 8 assists, good for 17 points. I was watching that game last night against the Maple Leafs. That little saucer pass he threw over to Erik Karlsson, little through the seam, how are you, dot to dot, was unbelievable. He looked good. That play he had against the Jets the other night, too, when he was rounding the net, and he kind of got the puck stuck in his feet on purpose and, like, lassoed the puck into his feet and got around Scheifele and then cut to the net. It was so sick. So, still one of the best players in the league, my favorite player in the league. I've always loved watching him. And, you know, Gino's still same thing. Doing it at that age, it's pretty impressive, boys. So good on them. I am going to go to the other end of the spectrum. I'm going to go over to Strong Island. I'm going to go over to the chin of New York, and I'm going to slide a beer. This kid can't drink yet, but in Canada and select provinces, he can. And that is Matthew Schaefer. Boys, this kid, he's only 18 years old. He's 18 years old in 1 month, per se. He's got 5 goals, 5 assists, 10 points, 12 games. He looks like a veteran. He acts like a veteran. His moxie, his swag, his interviews. I love everything about this guy. I love when D-man at a young age come in and just drop their nutsack on the table and say, I'm here, and he's doing a lot of thumping. So get this kid a Labatt Blue if he's in Winnipeg, maybe, because he can drink at 18, or if he's in some of these select provinces, Quebec. I love his game. I love what he's doing, and Patty Waugh is just letting this kid flourish. So good on him. Get that kid a Labatt Blue when in select provinces.
Yeah, he can skate, man.
I love the way he plays.
Fuck, he can skate. And I'll tell you what, his numbers, well, he's got like 5 goals in his first. It was like him, Bobby Orr, and somebody else, right? Crazy. Like,
no, he plays the game the right way, boys. His skating ability, he's in the play. He's, you know, from what I've seen, boys, he plays like his defensive game's just as good. So he's not giving up opportunities. He's all over the ice. And at that age, boys, that's pretty special.
Yeah, he has that jump to him, eh? Swishy, like when he gets the puck behind the net, he can separate like Cale Makar-esque as a lefty, obviously. But like, yeah, I didn't know how good this kid was because he got hurt in World Juniors. He went to the net and fucking ran to the crossbar. Didn't play that tournament. I don't watch OHL hockey. You know, I thought maybe there was a chance they trade the first pick. I was wrong. This kid is the real deal, Swish.
I just love, Obes, when you watch a young defenseman or even just a defenseman that is at a different level. It's how quickly they transition from defense to offense. So you kill a play at your own line, and he's already up in the play. Or if he stick lifts a guy in the corner, it's 3 steps around the net. Use the trapezoid, use the net, find your middle, or even skate the puck out of your zone. I just love the way his ability to transition from defense to offense is the biggest thing I'm noticing. And he does it with his feet, but also with his brain. It's really fun to watch. I've actually watched a few Islanders games just to watch this kid play. I fucking hate watching the Islanders, but this guy, he provides some excitement, which is really cool.
Yeah, I don't watch. I love Matty Barzal. Was late to the rink the other day. Could happen to anyone, fella. Shake it off. Sat out his one game. I love how Patty Waugh said, he's like, we're not mad at Barzy. You know, it is what it is. He was late. It happens. He's going to sit out one game and play the next night in Washington. But I have a hard time watching them play too, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. It's just fucking.
Well, it's years of playing against them to playing that way.
But I think they're starting to play different, right?
Yeah, you hope so.
They're playing faster. They're playing with more pace. Before, it was just so boring. It's like lug the mail to the red line, dump it in, and then just throw out, these big mutants and just eat the puck on the yellow and just grind it out.
No, but part of that is these young players and, them starting to draft differently and having a new image and a new barn. So,
yeah,
and it's nice.
Have you been to that barn, Swishy? No,
I've only been to the old one.
Yeah, the old one had some character.
Yeah, played my first game there.
It had some character.
Yeah.
If we're speaking about defensemen, by the way, and get this guy Labatt Blue, Erik Karlsson, 11 points in 14 games. He's +7. He's another reason why the Pittsburgh Penguins are off to the start that they're having. You're talking about that pass to him. What a shot by him. But for him to be +7 with 11 points, good for him because the last couple of years have been tough to watch him play defensively. So good on him. Always drink responsibly, but get those boys Labatt Blue. We're moving on, fellas. It's the Luxury Auto Collection. Missin Curfew, Dog of the Week. Fellas, picture this. You finish 18 holes, the crew's buzzing, and you hop into a luxury auto collection custom van. Cold drinks, musics, TV's humming. The post round starts before you even leave the parking lot. These executive coaches from OGV and Explorer vans are next level comfort, fellas. Golf trip, road trips, weekend away. Travel doesn't get any smoother. Check them out today at Luxury Auto Collection. Promo code Curfew gets you free shipping. Kiefer Sherwood is the Luxury Auto Collection Missin Curfew dog of the week. 9 goals, 0 assists, I believe. He's going for the Cy Young. 63 hits. I've watched Vancouver play a little bit this year. I'm pulling for Adam Foote. They're 500. They're 7-7. They won last night against Nashville. But when you watch this kid play, like if you're Pettersson or Besser or Kane or anyone, like it's got to be contagious. Like if I'm Adam Foote, I'm showing this guy's clips to everyone and be like, boys, if we play with this kind of urgency, this kind of pace, this little fuck you, we're going to be a tough team to play against. He's getting rewarded right now. I love his game. He's arguably the Canucks' best player in my opinion. Maybe that's why they're a 500 hockey club right now. But Kiefer Sherwood, you're my dog of the week, fella. He plays hard ups.
You could not have said it better. It's contagious the way he plays, his energy. You look at a guy like Connor Garland, the same sort of way, but his style lobes, he's got great puck skills. His shot is incredible. He fights his way to the net. Watched him last night play against the Nashville Predators. He had an unreal chance in overtime, but he's getting in the right spots. He's shooting the puck, and he's a hard guy to play against. And to me, that's who you can live off of and breathe off of. But yeah, well said, buddy.
Yeah, and a kid from Columbus, Ohio. He's 30 years old, contract year. I don't know what he's going to get paid, Obes, but I hope he gets some term, and I hope he gets a healthy bag for a kid that was undrafted, played 3 years at the University of Miami of Ohio. That's Miami of Ohio. Spent time in the American League, and finally really found a home here in Vancouver. I hope they reward him, man. I hope he gets a 3 or 4 year deal, something in the neighborhood of, I don't know, $3, $4, $5 million, whatever it is. But it's always cool to see a guy lighten it up and doing it the right way during a contract year, throwing his body around.
It's a great point by you. And if the Canucks continue to hover around 500 or just under it, and that's obviously not good enough to make the playoffs in the Western Conference, if you're a fucking GM on a good team, like I'm just thinking right now, the Montreal Canadiens maybe, or whoever it is, like this kid checks all the boxes when it comes to playoff hockey.
Why would they not be wanting to re-sign this guy right now to like a 3-year, $4 million a year or something? Just because if he goes and gets 30 snipes like this, he's on pace.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm no player's agent, but if I was, I would just be telling him to just kind of take his time right now. Don't be in a hurry to sign anything.
I mean, fuck, you never got paid though. If the Blue, I mean, I think
Canucks
could use this kid on their team.
He's making a decent. What's he making this year, Kyle? Casey, pull it up, please.
I think 3 and a hook.
3 and a hook, yeah. I think he got a nice little 2-year ticket.
Okay, so yeah, he's getting a pay rate. Yeah.
Yes, but he's making decent money, I think. Let's just give Casey a second to pull this up. Ooh, 1.5.
Ooh, 1.5. I thought he was making 3.
So he must have signed a 2-year, $3 million deal. Okay. If my math is correct. That's what Brian's salary there, 1.5. Actually, I made more than that.
I think if you are Vancouver and you're Patty Alvin and you're Jimmy Rutherford, I think you're thinking on the same line of what Uppy's saying is maybe offer this kid a 3-4 year deal at $4 million, see if he bites. If he's never gotten paid before and he likes the spot,
take it.
He could like the comfortability of just locking that in versus going to free agency. I don't know.
No, for sure. But for me, if I'm a player like this that is hitting his peak right when you want to, going to be a UFA, how old is he?
30
years old. What's going on in Vancouver? What's going on with Quinn Hughes? How's Pettersson going to, like, there's so much uncertainty to me in Vancouver right now. If I'm a player that has this much upside right now and getting paid is the most important thing, do I want to sign an extension?
Right now you're trading him for a first round pick. So that's a good, it's a good piece for maybe Vancouver to hold on to should they be in rebuild mode. You're right.
Yeah, I don't know what the Vancouver Canucks are. I mean, Pettersson's starting to play a little better. He got off to a horrendous start. He's starting to put up some numbers. Kane got his first 2 last night. I mean, they're hanging in there. But I just don't think they're going to be anything more than a 500 hockey club.
No, you're right.
Yeah.
So he might be a good piece to move at the deadline. You're right.
That was our luxury auto collection. Missin Curfew dog of the week. Good on you, Kiefer. Kid, keep playing it the right way. We got a new partnership here at Missin Curfew. Eagle 4 Partners signed on to be the official hotel sponsor of Missin Curfew. Eagle 4 around the National League Fellas, ready for a getaway? Missin Curfew listeners get 25% off at the Balboa Bay Resort with code CURFEW. Lounge by the water, enjoy waterside dining, and unwind in true Newport Beach style. Fellas, this is a special limited time offer only available for stays in the month of November. So hurry and book now at balboabayresorts.com with code CURFEW. Get you 25% off. Come on down. Check out a Ducks game. Check out a Kings game. Check out a Rams game, a Chargers game. And listen, if you're in the NHL and you're coming in to play the Ducks, more importantly, I think, Uppy, if you're not staying at one of these Eagle 4 hotels, Pendry, Vea, Bay Club, this is where these teams got to be staying.
Yeah. Or you need a room just to go shag for a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. You need, you get away. It's a perfect spot. You could catch you and the boys at the bar at A&O watching a game.
Yeah.
Come down for a Sunday nighter. Here you go. Food's great. The hotels are awesome. They've all been, they're Newport Beach's best hotels.
Yeah, by far.
So we're happy that they're on board. And boys, 25% off a room. I mean, you just want to get away with the old lady, get out of the house, leave the kids there with the nanny. Not a bad spot.
We're going to stay right here with the Anaheim Ducks in Orange County. 7-3-1. Woo! Woo! Coach Q just shows you that you bring in a good guy that's won Stanley Cups. And I think, we were talking to a couple Ducks guys, when training camp was going on, this and that. And, we were asking about Coach Q and he's like, he doesn't really have systems. He just kind of has, rules, so to speak. Maybe rules isn't the best word, but he had
guidelines.
Yeah. What was the word you used, Swish? Sorry?
Guidelines.
Yeah. Guidelines on how to play up, dog. And when you watch the Ducks go right now, by the way, take the over on DraftKings Sportsbook with these guys, but all four lines can go. Their back end is playing better than I thought. And Lucas DeStahl, listen, 3-0 in his last three, 1.63, 948 save percentage. This guy is the real deal. When you can score and get goaltending like this, boys, I don't think this team's going anywhere, Ups.
No, Carlson, but this kid, I love the way this kid's playing. He's leading the charge. Troy Terry stepped up. He's scoring some goals right now. Their team is, and we talked about their goaltending. You love Dostal. I'm going to be at the game tonight against the Stanley Cup two-time defending champs, the Florida Panthers. I love what they're doing. It's high energy. It's high octane. And I can't wait. I can't wait to watch the game.
And the way this Gauthier shoots the puck, boys, I mean, we're looking at potentially a 40-goal score someday, if not more. He can absolutely rip the pill. They play high-octane hockey, like Uppy said. It's high energy. Worry a little bit about the D-core Oves in terms of turning this team into a legit playoff team, but the way they're cooking right now, I mean, it looks okay. They got the goaltending. The forward core is really good. And it just seems like there's some excitement in Orange County with this squad. It's back. It feels a little different.
No, it does feel different. And we played against Getzey in the Getzlav areas where they were going to fucking conference finals. And then when I retired, I caught the tail end of Getsy's, when they weren't winning and things were going bad. And, Dallas Aikens, they punt him out of town. And it's been a long time coming here. But I'm with you, Swishy. There's a different feel around this team. This young kid, Beckett Seneca, who, you got to give Pat Verbeek credit. He picked him a lot higher than, all the central scouting had him. This kid's the real deal to me. A long right-handed shot. Corey Perry-esque, not quite as greasy, probably not getting quite as pinned at Sharkies as Pears was back in the day, but kind of smart, right up and Swishy. He'll bring a guy to him, kind of suck him in, use his reach. I really like him. And right now, this lineup up front, Granlund's dinged up. He's day-to-day. Stromer's about a week to get back. So you throw Stromer back in this lineup and get Granlund back up there. We talked about at the start of the season. It's one of the better, forward groups going. Leo Carlsson has looked like he's taken the next step. Chris Kreider, the good vitamin D for him up, dog. He's come out here and scored some goals. There's some excitement here about this hockey club.
The one thing I'd say and point out is I don't think the, plus minus sort of stat is worth noting. But in this case, I will, because if you look at, Cutter, Leo Carlsson, and Troy Terry, these guys are all offensive guys, but they're young. But they're the ones, +9, +7, +9. You're counting on these young guys to be out in big moments. They're not only scoring some goals and putting up points, but they're staying on the right side of the puck, because you can't have these guys at that age kind of only playing one-way hockey, which you see a lot of the youth in the NHL do. It's signs of good things. It's doing the right things that we know that Coach Q's all about, and it's paying off. It's showing in their play. Schmaltzy, it's one thing that stands out to me, buddy.
Yeah, and the only thing I think is just that D-core's got to get a little bit tightened up, Obes. Maybe it's progression they see from some of their younger players with Hellison. Maybe Lacombe steps up his game a little bit after receiving that big ticket. I would like to see Jacob Trouba maybe get off the dope and play a little bit harder. Maybe restore some of that New York state of mind and that energy he played with when he was in Manhattan. But yeah, you can't argue their forward core being, not up to par or not up to snuff, and their style of play looks better, and get some of these other guys going too. I mean, Killorn, he's a good veteran, but he's only got 2 points. Frank Vetrano, get him going a little bit. I think this team, they could be reckoned with in the West.
Yeah, Frankie got his first one the other night at home. Killer does so many little. Obviously Killer wants more than 2 points. But when I watch the Ducks play, the little things that he does, swishy, like the penalty kill or getting pucks out or just always making the right play. Like when you watch Killer play, like there's a reason this guy's got 2 mugs. Like he knows how to play the game.
Yeah, he's underneath the puck. He's always in right position. Where he's maybe lacking in the speed department with the game being a little bit faster now, he makes up with it for his mind, and he'll get going too. Like he'll be a solid 30, 40 point guy for them for sure.
So the Ducks off to a great start. The Up Dog and Beckham will be in the building tonight. The Honda Center, the Pond. Still call it the Pond. That's what it is. It's the fucking Pond. Hey, what time we go to the Pond? Let's practice at the Pond tomorrow.
Until they fix the whole thing, it's the Pond to me.
It's always just the Pond. And Dostal can kick, and Swishy, when you bring up the back end, Dostal's a good enough goalie, and I think they have a good enough group of forwards to keep them in it. And then, moving into the new year and close to the deadline, if they're still in the hunt in the playoffs, that's when you go out and you get 1 or 2 defensemen, I think, which Verbeek, I'm sure, come around the deadline, there'll be some options for him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. Just stay patient with that. And as long as they're not sinking the ship, which they aren't right now, you can kind of just, use what you have and do it by committee, and then, scout out the market, say when February rolls around right before the Olympic break, and ultimately make a decision after that.
By the way, fuck Olympic break. These guys are playing so much hockey to start the season. Like so many back-to-back games. There was one team I was watching play the other night. They're going to have 14 back-to-back games this year. 14.
Wow. That's insane.
That's insane, right?
That's
12 or 14 it was.
Yeah, I think before it used to be 8.
Yeah. I've been getting drunk on my ALCS World Series bender, but I have noticed how much these teams are playing. And I was like, why are they playing so much? I'm like, okay, Olympic break, right? Got to squeeze it in there.
It's fucking 82 and crazy.
Crazy.
It's a 3-week break.
Moving on here, Eagle 4 around the National League, best league in the world. Swishy just saw him. He mentioned John Cooper, and the Bolts were off to a sluggish start. And I had watched a couple of their games at the start of the season, and I was like, oh man, maybe, right? All good things come to an end here. Maybe they're not as good as, they were last year. And listen, 5 in a row. They just went in and beat the Mammoth, aka Hockey Club. Where I'm going with this, boys, is I think when you have a veteran coach like John Cooper, who's won 2 cups, and all these guys that have cups, like, yeah, training camp's important, but you're just trying to get through it, not getting hurt. And now they're starting to find their game. Swishy, I'll start with you because you watched them live. 5 straight. I think this Bolts team is going to be right there again, and they're starting to find that John Cooper kind of swag to their team,
Yeah, I still think their game is a work in progress, but the one thing that they were really tight on, Obes, is their structure. And their structure looked really good in that game. They smothered the Utah Hockey Club, as I call them still. They kept them to the outside. Their neutral zone trap, they played it to perfection. They slowed the Hockey Club through the neutral zone significantly. I mean, there's a lot of set breakouts in the game. They kind of just use their ability to go in there and play a really good road game, and especially a matinee road game where they kind of just bored them to the outside. They didn't give them a whole lot through the neutral zone. They weren't able to create plays and generate speed and ultimately play the rush game that the Hockey Club loves to play. So I told Coop that after the game. I was like, wow, that was a road game to perfection. The way you guys just had your structure going. You relied on timely scoring. Long pencil Gensel, of course, gets the game winner where he just has a little bit of a wraparound, somehow cheeks one in. And they just relied on good structure, veteran play. McDonough looked good. Hedman looked solid. And they were able to get a win against a really hot team in Utah. So, yeah, they look like they're coming along, Obes. I just think there's still things they got to iron out early on the season. But I will say their structure looks really good. And I do, you chalk that up to good coaching, right?
100%. And it just, you chalk it up to training camp's overrated to a certain extent, right? Like, yeah, everyone has to go to training camp because you got to get your reps, you got to get your touches, you got to get in conditioning. But then, if you start sluggish, a team like this, don't read too much into it. I almost did. I was like, fuck, I hope Coop's not in trouble here. boom, 5 in a row. They found their game. Like that's what happens with good hockey clubs.
Yeah, I always look back at the Detroit Red Wings and everyone just be like, well, they won the cup last year and they're showing up, half drunk for camp and they're just, it's hard to keep going and going and going.
Yeah.
Not that these guys went to the finals the last couple of years.
I play a lot of hockey though.
But we expect that these teams, if they do have a sluggish start, they're never out of it.
No.
They're a team you don't want to play in the playoffs no matter what their regular season was like.
Yeah.
Right? Because of goaltending, because of their history, because of the guys that have been through the war. And you're starting to you look down the list of guys are just starting to feel it now.
Yeah.
And that's when heads up. You don't want them on your calendar right now.
Yeah, I always thought start November, you see where you are at US Thanksgiving, but November is when you started. I remember in Vancouver, like Luongo's record in November was like always ridiculous. And like we get on a run. Like November's when you're in shape. If your new guys have come in, they're kind of, they know the system, everything's going, you feel good, Christmas right around the corner. You're like, fuck, boys, let's get her going here. You can get some momentum going in November, and I think the Lightning are going to do that. So sticking with it here around the National League, going to the other end of the spectrum, poor Weegsy baby and the Calgary Flames. I picked them to make the playoffs. That looks like to be a bad bet on DraftKings Sportsbook. But listen, I believe they're 3-9-2. They ended their road trip with a win in Philly 2-1. Listen, we've talked about Gavin McKenna. Swishy, what's your boy, the defenseman that you really like?
Keaton Verhoff.
So there's two legit number one guys. Craig Conroy did a hell of a job last year with picking up Farabee and Morgan Frost. But in all seriousness, boys, like, what do you do? Like, do you want to just fight your way back into it and miss the playoffs and miss out on these guys? Like, I think Craig Conroy and the front office of the Calgary Flames really have to have some tough conversations right now of like, listen, what do we want to be? Do we want to be a team that maybe claws back to 500 and we get the 10th pick or 8th pick? Or do we want to start trading assets and fucking, I don't want to use the word tank, but look to be a high lottery pick here and time to move on with some younger guys. It's tough for them. I feel for them.
Yeah, it's a tricky part of the season to give up, really. You're 10, 12, 14 games in. It's just, you're expecting more and you haven't got it. Your best players, aren't quite at their caliber. Maybe they're banged up. Goaltending was an issue to start the season off. I think it's, put pen to the whiteboard and start to figure out like maybe some pieces, but you can't give up. But you do understand that the higher, the chances are, Obes, to get one of those two players, they're generational. They're both Western leaguers. You find yourself in a pretty tricky spot. So I think it's too early to give up, although you don't want to be, because you have these guys there and you just don't want the message right now that we're giving up. It's bad for the room. It's bad, mojo. And I haven't been in that room before. I haven't been in a room where you're giving up in, mid-October, November just to get a first round pick. So it's tricky. I wouldn't know what that's like.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want my fucking GM just fire sailing everyone right now. I'd still want a chance to keep it going.
Yeah, and I just think for the young guys too, it's too early to hit that panic button. You still have to try to instill a winning culture with your younger players and ultimately show them that we're not giving up, because as soon as you start trading away veterans and the team is kind of handed to the younger players or guys that are the established guys, say you were to move on from Kadri or some of these guys, it just looks bad. And right now, that's not the time to do that, Obes. I think if you get to February or March, and that's when you really start to look at kind of wholesaling players. But for now, for games 12 through 40, I think you got to stay in the fight, or at least send the message out that we need to turn this thing around, because at the same time, you're still trying to create a winning culture with the pieces you do have there, and especially the younger players. Like they always say, at the American Hockey League level, when you're developing players, you want to play on a good team because that instills winning habits. It's the same thing at the NHL level, and it's more prevalent than ever with younger players getting a chance earlier. You still have to stay in that model and create a competitive environment.
I love you boys, but I couldn't disagree more with you. I mean, the thing that stinks the most is their record. I mean, they're 3 points behind San Jose, and San Jose's got a game in hand. They are 7 points out of a playoff spot right now, and right now the Edmonton Oilers are the second wild card team. Listen, I was pulling for this hockey club, and I hope I'm wrong. I hope we're sitting here in 3 months and they're knocking on the door to be a playoff team, but I do not think with the way they play that they can come back from this big of a hole in their lineup. And when you look at an asset like Kadri, Hubie. I know Hubie makes a ton of money, but like he's an asset. They just re-signed Backlund. Rasmus Anderson on the back end. He's a big-time asset. Our boy Weegsy, baby. Like, Connie has some pieces here. And it's time for him to look himself in the mirror and be like, what is this team I have? Because if they're not going to win, you don't need all those high-paced guys.
Yeah,
you don't need them.
At what point do you get rid of them? Right away? Is that's kind of the argument we're having.
I would start taking calls.
Yeah.
I don't think they can claw their way back into this. And even if they do, like I said, they're going to get back to right where they were, like, you know, a 500 hockey club, and they get the 8th overall pick. Is that what you want? Or do you want to just blow this thing up? Sorry, Flames fans. You got a new building coming in a couple years.
That's exciting.
You blow this up. Let's say you get first overall Gavin McKenna, and you got a new building in 2 years, and now you got tons of cap space. You know, or are you just going to try to tread water here with Nazem Kadri and Hubie and Weegsy? I love all those guys. I take all three of them on my team. It's a business, as you guys know more than anyone. And right now, they got some tough business decisions. I respect what you're saying because you played a long time, you played on good teams. It would be tough to trade all your veteran guys. It would be a tough message for your young players.
Well, you're going to keep a couple just because you have to. But yes, Backlund probably stays. He's your captain. He stays. You know, would Mackenzie Weegar be a hot item on the market right now or at the deadline? 100%. I think he's undervalued. He's underpaid. He'd be perfect. Kadri, is he on his last couple of years of his deal? Last year of his deal? I think so. He's got. Does he have more term? A bunch of more.
Yeah, he's got 2 or 3 years left at least.
That's value too. You're right about the assets, Obes. It's just at what point, you know, is Christmas the deadline? You know, it just feels a little early to me, but I get it.
The longer you wait, though, and the more these teams play themselves out of it, more guys become available. You know what I'm saying? Like, every team in the league would take Nazem Kadri for a second-line center. There's not a team in the league that wouldn't take him. Toronto Maple Leafs would love to have him. I mean, there's lots of teams that, and I know the cap and this and that. I just think it's coming to a time for Connie that I didn't expect this. I expected this team to be a playoff team, and right now they're off to a horrendous start.
Yeah.
It sucks. It's a conversation that sucks, but I just think they do have some assets. They do have some pieces that other people around the league would jump at.
Yeah, and you're right. We don't understand the cap part, but it's hard to squeeze in a guy that makes $8 million on any good team that wants them. It really is hard now.
Big time, especially with the way the playoffs are.
Now the Blackhawks might take like a Kadri right now, you know, or a team that's just kind of, you know, shocking the world. Like Montreal might be a team that could squeeze them in.
I'll tell you where Mackenzie Weegar should go, and I'm just saying this because I want him here. Fucking Anaheim Ducks.
Yeah.
Imagine Weegsy baby on the Ducks.
Yeah.
Be great. Right-handed D-man.
Aren't they up at the cap? Aren't they?
No, they got
tons of room.
Fucking tons of room.
Oh, this is perfect then.
KC, how much cap space do the Ducks have? I'm going to say fucking $20 million or something. $14 million.
Oh, wow. So, yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
Bring in Kadri and fucking Weegsy, baby. Now we're cooking. But I don't think the Ducks need, I mean, everybody can need a Nazem Kadri, but I just think Weegsy, baby on the Ducks would be a great fit. And that's just because I love him to death, but.
I think I like the right side, Jackson. Yeah, I mean, good.
Right?
Yeah, it's good.
Go for dinner with him.
Look at us.
A couple drinks.
We're like cap friendly right here.
What are you going to say, Swishy, baby?
I was just going to say probably Rasmus Anderson is probably the first guy to go. I would say he's probably the biggest piece, right? In terms of like just the rumors out there with, he's been in the trade circles for at least a year, if not 2. I think that's probably the first guy that would go. I mean, I don't know anything, but I would say probably he would be the first guy they would move on.
For
He's
sure.
a little bit younger than Weegsy.
Yeah,
for sure.
He makes less. I would say that would probably be the first guy.
For sure. And listen, Tree Living was in a tough spot, right? Because Chucky asked for a trade. He makes a trade with Weegar and Hubie. He gives Hubie the money he deserved at the time. And Hubie's turned his game around, and he's a legit. I like the way Hubie plays now. It's just like, how long has Calgary been doing this for, right? It's just like, what are they? Like, are you like, you know, you got a new rink coming. You know, there's a couple guys at the top of the food chain that are going to be 1 and 2 picks that are franchise players here, Swishy. It's like, when do you make these tough decisions? It's never going to be easy for Connie to trade any of these guys I'm talking about because, like Uppy said, from hockey perspective, as hockey guys, no, we wouldn't trade Mackenzie Weegar. No, we wouldn't trade Hubie. You would never trade Kadri. Like, that's just, as hockey guys, you wouldn't do that. But as business guys, Swishy, it's like these tough decisions have to be made sometimes.
No, I think you're right. I'm just saying I don't know if I fire sale it right now in November. I would maybe wait a month. I would say maybe let them even go on a little bit of a win streak to increase some value. Or maybe Rasmus Anderson starts playing better, or Kadri goes on a heater. Now their market value is a little bit higher. It's a what have you done for me lately league. So I would just hold for maybe a month, Obes, is all I'm saying. Maybe it's 6 weeks. But then yes.
Hold, selling.
Hold, steady. Okay. All right, you boys want to hold. I get it. So they got the Blue Jackets coming in here on Wednesday night at home. They could win that game. They got Connor Bedard coming in Friday night. They could win that one. Then they go on the road against the Wild and Blues. Sharks at home. Jets at home. In Chicago. In Buff. Maybe they can get her going. Maybe it is too early to push the panic button.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm pushing it, though. I'm pushing the fucking thing.
I think eventually they're going to get there. You're right on that.
I bet to make the playoffs on DraftKings. I might as well take that money and throw it out the fucking window. So, around the National League, best league in the world. Beep, beep, beep. Back up the Brinks truck here. Beep, beep, beep. Uppy's boy, Jacob Markstrom, 2 years. 6 bananas a year. He's dinged up right now. Devils got off to a great start. They're scuffling out west here. Long flight from Jersey. Updog had a great bet against San Jose. I love this, though. I think Jacob Markstrom's legit number one. I think $6 million is a fair deal for everyone involved. I'm sure he loves Jersey. You get to hang out with Frosty every day. Why wouldn't you love it? But this is a good deal for both teams. I hope Marky can stay healthy. I really do.
Yeah, of course. I haven't really talked to him, but what I see in this sort of deal right here is we are extremely happy what you've done for us. We see the amount of work you're putting in to get through these injuries. We need you to be healthy, but this is a fair deal for both sides, and they understand that they're at a spot where they have a chance to win. I think they really do. Their offense is there. They're playing great hockey right now with good goaltending, and Markey is a world-class goalie. They feel like they can get to the promised land, and this is rewarding both the player and giving some confidence that the team is where they feel like they need to be.
Yeah, and they have two veteran goaltenders locked up for a long time. They got Jakey Allen at 5 years this past summer, 5 years at 1.8. You have Markey in there for 2 years, another 2 years. So they got veteran goaltending there, Obes. Now, can these guys stay healthy? Can they provide a workload that is up to par? I mean, ideally in a full 82, you probably want Markstrom playing 45, 50 odd games with Allen supplementing 25 to 30. So yeah, we'll see. It's just all about health there. But I do think that team and the GM there, Mr. Fitzgerald, Tommy, they think they can win, and that's a good spot to be.
That's a good spot to have both your goalies for $7.8 million.
Yeah. Yep.
And Jake Allen's a 1B, right? He's not like a backup that's like you can't throw in there. He's a legit National League 10D. But speaking of Kadri, what if you throw Kadri on the New Jersey Devils and then you go Hughes, Kadri, Hischier down the fucking pipe?
How much cap space we got there?
Probably not enough.
$600K.
$600.
Yeah.
Fuck. Yeah,
that's Craig Conroy to retain some money.
That could happen too. But it's like swishing up, he said, maybe it's too early to push the panic button. Sorry. Congrats to Marky, buddy. Take the boys out. Bring Frosty for dinner. Moving on, it's milk carton time here at Missin Curfew. Boys, I got 3 milk cartons. The first one's not going to surprise you. Although Updog said he got an OT winner the other night, I did not know that. Evan Bouchard, you were on the fucking Missin Curfew milk carton because you cost me a minus 185 last week against the Rangers. They had the game won 3-1 halfway through the third period. Just don't do anything. Just get the puck up to 97 and 29 and
keep your feet.
Just keep your feet moving.
Yeah.
Horrendous.
Stay your way out of trouble.
Horrendous plays. They lose that hockey game. Finally, he's been asked the tough questions about having to play harder. Time will tell on him, but he's on my milk carton for costing me. Also, the ref in that game, a blatant 4-minute high stick to Roslovic. Right in the lips. Right in the fucking lips. He's bleeding everywhere.
Only
2 minutes.
Yeah, it's 4 minutes.
Instead of worrying about these little hooks and holds that you guys call all night that are embarrassing, and you miss 4 guys miss a guy bleeding out of his lip. The whole staff is on the milk carton, up dog. It cost me because I just don't get how 4 guys can miss a high stick when the guy's bleeding out of his mouth. It's like, come on.
It must have just been a little nick.
He was fucking
Schaefer.
He was gushing.
I saw it too.
Not gushing, but he was
I don't know what is it ref's opinion or is it C blood? It's 4 minutes. I still don't know the call there. It's always been pretty black and white.
I'll tell you what
I've known is if it's blood, 4 minutes.
And a lot of these high sticks now, I talked about it last year with you guys, like this game used to be played without helmets. Then it was played without visors. Like high sticking used to be like, keep your fucking stick down. Now everyone's has a visor out there, and some of these high sticks, they're clipping them on the visor, and they're doing this and that, and they call it right away. And this kid takes one right in the lips in overtime.
Yeah,
come on, with the greatest player in the world licking his chops to try to get out there on a power play. Like, how do you miss that?
Yeah, I think the high stick needs to be like on the face. If you get a guy in the visor or up in the helmet, like it shouldn't be a penalty. But if you get him in the fucking lips and he hurts himself, it's 4 or 5. So be careful. But if you fucking little taps where the guy does that.
Yeah, what about reviewing that, Swishy? If a guy's bleeding, they should be able to review that. No, if they don't think it's how is he bleeding?
Yeah, he doesn't have the ketchup packets in his glove.
Yeah.
I mean, he's clearly leaking. Yeah, I would say it should be reviewable. And the only thing I worry about is if you go to the rule, like Uppy said, then it kind of incentivizes guys to be a little bit more reckless with their sticks, especially going into battles, stick lifting guys. And then you don't want to fuck with the eyes either. You know what I mean? Like that's something I think opens up a different can of worms. If it's strictly if the guy's bleeding or if it's on his face versus the visor, I think you kind of get into a gray area there where, you could get some guys a little bit more dinged up, if you will.
Well, listen, these guys have never played without a visor. And, especially as a defenseman, Swishy, like, I think a visor helps if you get, God forbid, a slap shot in the face, right? Like, I look back, I played my whole career without one. Like, I was so lucky. But these kids nowadays, man, their sticks are so reckless because they've played with just half visors their whole life. Like, it's never going to happen, I know that. But if you said, okay, for a week, we're going to play, everyone take their visors off. Everybody take them off. We're going to play without visors. The sticks would stay down after a guy got one fucking here and there.
Oh, yeah.
They would keep them down. It's never going to happen. I know that. I'm just hypothetically speaking. I just think the sticks are out of control now. They're all over the place. They're fucking, and as soon as it gets close to their face, these guys are.
Even in practice back in the day, when you go into battles with guys and half the guys didn't have visors on your team.
I don't know.
You would know where your stick is.
Yeah.
You wouldn't want to fucking hit Billy Holder in the fucking face.
No.
Scott Walker, he'd fucking punch
Billy Holder. Trotzy used to tell me I reminded him of Billy Holder. Yeah. He's like, you remind me of Billy Holder. I'm like, Trotzy, I don't know if that's a compliment or not. Or he used to ride his Harley to practice though, right?
Yeah, we had a biker gang and it was a bunch of us. Kale Hulse, fucking our goalie, Vakun, Thomas Vakun. We all had bikes.
Yeah. Last but not least on my milk carton, and this one's a serious one. I do this with love. Stammer, I'm going to put you on the Missin Curfew milk carton, fella. I hope it gets you going. 14 games played, 1 goal, 1 assist. I love Stammer. I think we all can agree he probably should have stayed in Tampa. It's not working in Nashville, and what I'm saying to you guys is, how do we fix this? How do... they still owe him 2 more years at $8 million a year. Uppy always makes good points about, when McDavid took less, if he ever does want to get moved, it's easier to move. $8 million is not easy to move, but I do think Stammer's got some good hockey left in him. I just don't know if it's going to be with the Nashville Predators, man. He needs to play with guys with, and this is no disrespect to their team, with higher hockey IQ, some more skill. You know what I mean? Like, they're a pretty meat and potato hockey club right now.
Yeah, unfortunately, I see this contract, having to be played out. I don't know who's going to squeeze a guy like that in right now at that price.
I know.
Time will tell, but I will say this, putting him on the Missin Curfew milk carton, fella, you're doing him a favor. So maybe that's just the little bumpski he needs. But we're pulling for him. And I think the league is. Like the league, he's been a captain and a guy that played hurt, a guy that led, basically a semi-dynasty of Tampa Bay Lightning. He was their guy. And so we're pulling for him. But, I think he'll, with his face on the back of that milk carton, he's going to be fine.
And the thing is, boys, is Steven Stamkos right now is shooting roughly 3%. Now, that is way down from his career totals. Yes, his career totals, even his last year totals. The last 2 or 3 years in Tampa Bay, I believe he was averaging in and around 15%, which was exactly the same number that he shot roughly last year. I think he was at like 13.5 or 14 last year per my scouting services. So obviously the numbers aren't checking out right now, but Obes, when you play with elite passers like Kucherov, Braden Point, some of these places you're getting the puck, I mean, you really just have to get to the area and these guys will find you. I don't think he has that, obviously, in Nashville to the likes of a Kucherov, clearly, or even a Braden Point where he's getting them right in his wheelhouse. He kind of gets to an area and you know what? Finds space, and these guys are able to facilitate the rock to him. So I don't think the personnel is really stacking up in Stamkos' favor in Nashville, and obviously he's struggling himself, but the looks he's getting aren't at the same level, clearly, what he was receiving in Tampa Bay. So a lot goes into it, man.
Yeah, no, that's well said. And I couldn't agree more with you. The games I watched, Stammer's trying. He's fucking working hard. He's obviously not as quick as he once was. Because, he not only has to go get the puck, then he's got to make a play when he gets it. Like, I don't think he's at that point of his career anymore where he can be that guy. But you put him in the right situation, and I'm sure everyone wishes, I'm speaking for myself, I wish he would have just stayed in Tampa and they could have figured something out, because I think we wouldn't be having this conversation. He'd still be getting those nice little saucy fucking backhand sauces from Cooch. But I look at a team right now at KC, once again, cap. Ottawa Senators, what do they have for cap space? I'm not sure Stammer would want to go play in Ottawa, but I'm just trying to think of a team, with Timmy Stützle, Pinto, Brady, these guys that can get the puck to him. There's just one team that's kind of curious. 3.6 cap space. I don't know.
I just don't know if that's a spot for him, if I'm being honest, because you got Claude Giroux, who's an older veteran who's slowing down a little bit. You have David Perron. That's two guys in the same kind of position. The one-timer.
Big righty. Like
right. There's a lot of right shots and a lot of guys that need one-timers over there. It might be too many cooks.
Too many cooks in the kitchen, eh?
Maybe Carolina. I don't know if they can fit him in, but that's another team that needs a right shot. They're looking at Panarin. I don't know. Someone that... He just needs someone where he can just float to a space and get a seam pass and bang it home.
Edmonton Oilers.
No, I think it's Carolina, Swishy. I think you nailed it right on the head. Cap space, $8.5 million.
So they're going to have to shave off some of that.
Well, you got to trade somebody for him. Trade this Jackson Blake and fucking prospect or something for Stammer. Carolina's a squad, buddy. You're right. You nailed it right on the head. Right? They got Svechnikov playing his off wing. Taylor Hall playing on their top line. Get him the fuck off of there.
Oh. I
just think if Swish, you nailed it right on the head. This could be a great fit for Stammer, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yes, back in the East, they play fast, but also they play fast with their feet, and he can again just kind of be that cerebral player on a team that plays a north-south game, and they can find him in those areas. So I do think that's a spot. I think they would have to retain a little bit if you're Barry Trotz in Nashville, but I think you can make it work, and I would get Taylor Hall out of there for Stamkos, and then maybe a little retention and a couple picks. Not a GM, but that seems to be a fit or a spot at least with a soft landing.
You're going to have to give up someone young, though. That's why that Jackson Blake, maybe.
Yeah, or Stank Oven. I don't know.
No, they just signed Stanky. He ain't going anywhere.
Or they just re-signed Blake, too.
Yeah.
7 years.
I just don't like that kid because I used to just hate his dad.
Oh, me.
Fuck, I hate his dad.
Bad stuff.
Fucking welding shield on.
Tough style.
Awful style. Pull up his dad's style, Casey. Awful style, right?
Big time.
Wore 55 too, didn't he? No, 53.
55. Double
55.
Skinner wore 53.
Skinner. Look at that fucking welding shield he's got on there.
My God.
That is bad.
You steal that from Ray Ferraro?
That is chicken parm there.
Where did he go to college?
University of North Dakota, but before that, Ferris State. He played at 2 colleges.
He did. I'll bet you he was a good college player.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Not sure he has a lot of friends.
Why do you think that? Just because
he looks like a college player. Comes at it like he's small, like doesn't hit anyone. Has no fucking... He just buzzed. Yeah.
He actually took a beating. As much as I'm chirping him here, he took a beating when he's playing.
Like we score, he had way more points than
like he played in the Anaheim when I think I was in Nashville, and I would just, and he took some beatings when he played in the Island.
What's his career stats?
Probably pretty
good. He's got
good.
like 500 points.
Look how small his stick was.
I bet he's got more than that. Does he have 500 points? Yeah.
I don't know, but he's got more
I would
points.
play right around 500.
He's got more points than me.
AC, let's see how many points he's got. Here I am chirping him.
I'm chirping him
30
too.
goals.
How many?
He's a good player.
Good player. I just said I used to want to just abuse him out there. I think I tried every time I played against him to really make it uncomfortable for him.
NHL. 486. Fuck, I was pretty bang on when I said 500.
Wow.
900 games. Yeah.
No, he was listen, he was effective.
55 bims.
And I'll tell you what, he played in the era of cross-checking and hitting and like he was undersized.
Big time, yeah. No.
I'm not thinking, just something about him that fucking.
Well, he played for your Leafs too, and he probably bugged you that he was there.
I think I was in the league now, wasn't there?
Yeah,
No, maybe
you
not.
probably want to kill him.
Guess where he's from, Obes?
Madison, Wisconsin or something.
I want Moorhead, Minnesota.
Oh, what a shot there by the Boulin wall. Tough style, though. Look at his socks, how they're all pulled down. Like
That's what we got going on this, right? Is his style.
His style.
Bad stick.
We're not chirping his numbers because they're a lot better than mine. But look at that. No wonder we were paying so much escrow.
Just shifty, though.
He's a tough little player, in all seriousness. But listen, boys, Stammer, I love you. Swishy, listen, Carolina. Hey, KC, as a Carolina Hurricane enthusiast, did I say that right? How would you like Stammer on the right side, fella?
Yeah, that'd be great for the Caniacs. I just still think we're missing that center. You know, all the Canes fans know that we need a center. And specifically right now, our D end is, I mean, we don't even have a defenseman to play for the team right now. So, but Stamkos, great leadership, great guy. We all know that. He played in the East for a while, so he knows all those teams. I would love that addition. Sniper, too. Power play.
Yeah.
Who would you rather have, KC? Would you rather have the bread man and Artemi Panarin, or would you rather have Steven Stamkos?
I like the way Stamkos plays better, but I'd have to look at their ages. But yeah, I don't know. The breadman can be that lazy kind of Russian attitude. With Rod the Bod, that won't work.
Yeah, I don't think he could play for Rod the Bod, but Stammer could get in there and just pick up like right away with
Rod and Stammer could be best friends day one.
I think Stammer too, boys, when given a new opportunity, he's kind of in this funk right now. I think he can get out of it.
I just don't think he can, and this is no disrespect. I love the Facts Daddy. I love Trotty. I love Brandon Watt. I don't think he can get out of it in Nashville. It's not working, right? Like I thought if they get off to a good start this year, maybe, right? It's because it's only year 2, but it's getting worse. I've watched them play 3 times. It's get Camille from my couch in Newport Beach. It's getting worse. And like Marchessault's another guy that I think, you know, if you put him somewhere else, Swishy, as you would say, Goodwill Bunting has been one of their best forwards, man. He goes to the net. Right, he got 2 last night because he goes to the net. But look at the rest of their team. Look at those third and fourth lines.
Yeah, it's stinky in Nashville.
That's
too bad. What a place to play.
I don't know.
That's unfortunate to
but
me.
I think, sorry to cut you off, Ups, I think Trotzy tried to hit home run at July 1st last year, right? He was a little up-dog horny to be a rookie GM. Time to rebuild there. Just rebuild it up. You got some pieces. You can get some stuff, I think, and just start a rebuild.
Yeah.
It's been a good run there up to these last couple of years, right? They went to a final. They've been a playoff team. But I'll tell you what, Up, you talk about a good place to play. I've watched the games. Buildings half empty.
Really?
Not jumping like it used to.
Fuck, that's sad.
Yeah. And I think Trotzy can turn it around. I just think those contracts are really hampering him right now.
I'm going to be there a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
You know what's going to happen too, Obes, and it's not for certain, but I wouldn't be surprised to see Barry Trotz put on the shoulder pads and the Joseph A. Banks suit jacket and get behind the bench again. I really wouldn't.
Yeah.
I think that city needs a spark. I think that team and that organization. You don't think?
No, fuck no.
That would be
unbelievable.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I'd put my left nut on that.
Hey,
wow.
Swishy, I love it. If Trotzy pulled out the old suit, but I coat hanger still in it to get behind the bench, I love it.
But I got a pair of them, so.
I think he might be going full Lou Lamoriello-esque, boys. I think it might he might fire sale the coaching staff or with Drew Burnett, and I think he might step behind the bench and be like, you know what, I'll do it for the year, and we'll figure out, so we don't have to pay anyone. I don't know.
You're talking interim, right? So if things keep going,
He's
right?
not like that, though. That would mean like he's that type of guy who wants to take it like he could fix the problem. He's not like that.
Well, if I mean, listen, they're hanging in there. I think they're 1 game under 500, which is not going to get it done. But
yeah,
I think we're talking if this really gets sideways again here, and
yes,
you know, he has to probably fire Burnett, right? Then
yes.
Trotzy comes down out of the presser and just gets behind the bench.
Yeah, like you guys know, I'm obviously
I
way
love
better
Barry
than
Trotz.
I, you know, and Uppy, you were drafted there, so you know the makeup of the man. But I just think, I don't know, if things start going sideways, I wouldn't be shocked. Is all I'm saying, and I don't know. We'll see.
Trotzy, if you want me to run the back end, send me a text style. Hey, I can do Missin Curfew and run the back end. I'll bring my computer, Jay Swish style. So That was Milk Carton. Moving on, last but not least here, it is the Kits Eyewear Dish of the Week. Fellas, missing the net one too many times, you might be time to get your eyes checked. All it takes is 30 minutes. Head to your local optometrist, grab that prescription, and upload it to kits.com. Pick your frame from just $28. These ones I'm wearing are the Dodger. Ooh, it's still too soon. And boom, next thing you know, knock at your door, Kits Eyewear, promo code Curfew gets you 40% off new orders totaling $60 or more. We're going back up to the peg. Earl's Chili Chicken, Captain Serious, Jonathan Toews. Boys, it's our Kits Eyewear Dish of the Week. Back up to the peg. Jonathan Toews looking to get his boots going here and how he changes the angle right here. Boom. Backdoor to Nemeskov. That is our Kits Eyewear Dish of the Week. Uppy and swish. I love how he gets his feet going and then he just changes the angle. It's our Kits Eyewear Dish of the Week. Like I said, he looks good. He's seeing the ice well. And we all know his hockey IQ is through the roof, Ups.
Yeah, we've been talking about him a lot, and it's a great story. I'm pumped he's back in the league in his hometown doing big things. Winnipeg Jets are real. And, 19 looks good out there, fellas.
Sliding around the sheet, back in Winnipeg, feels good. Just stay warm, JT, when this winter is about to hit you across the chin in the Paris of the Prairies. I feel for him. Hopefully he's got the Montclair, the Canada Goose, whatever he needs, some cashmere to stay warm. I don't know how he's going to do when it gets icy cold up there, but he's a good veteran, and it's good to see he's moving well, boys, so I'm happy for Jonathan Toews.
I'll tell you what, he could definitely afford a couple Montclair jackets, the boots, the toques. He can afford it all. The gloves.
Yes. Tom Ford head to toe.
Exactly. Boys, always fun. Swishy, thank you for jumping in on short notice. Updog, always fun snapping around with you. Thank you to Hall Pass Media. Happy birthday to the Max, the Ice Pick Pickup,
Bella.
and Kyle Casey Conway. That was Missin Curfew.
Fellas.